Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live. Today is June the 19th, 2020. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, coming to bring you another great show. And thank you for waking up with TD in the morning. We are coming to an end of another week, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, and man, I remember we started the week and we had some really serious, deep conversations early in the week. And here we are at Friday, and I don't know many of you all schedule, but the typical schedule in the nation is Monday through Friday. Some people work weekends, but I'm glad we made it through another week of love, peace, harmony, just joy and motivation, guys. What's up, everybody? I see everybody flooded in the comment section. Thank y'all. Please forgive me for being late. I had some technical difficulties. I had to work on them and get it straight so that we can have a great show, get everything we needed together. We got some great topics this morning. We're going to be talking about the updated depth chart. We're going to be having a good conversation, more about Tua Tagovailoa being a starter, a good debate that I heard about it with some very great points on both sides, and I want you all to hear that this morning. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and give everyone some fun facts, okay? Today is Juneteenth, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Juneteenth. So follow me on this. I want to educate some people who may not know some of the things that I'm about to read, all right? Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Liberation Day, is an unofficial American holiday and an official Texas state holiday celebrated annually on the 19th of June in the United States to commemorate Union Army General Gordon Granger announcing federal orders in the city of Galveston, Texas on June 19, 1865, proclaiming that all slaves in Texas were now free. Although the Emancipation Proclamation had formally freed them almost 2.5 years earlier, and the American Civil War had largely ended with the defeat of the Confederate States in April, Texas was the most remote of the slave states with a low presence of Union troops, so enforcement of the proclamation had been slow and inconsistent. A common misconception is that this day marks the end of slavery in the United States. Although this day marks the emancipation of all slaves in the Confederacy, the institution of slavery was still legal and existed in the Union border states after June 19, 1865. Slavery in the United States did not officially end until the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America on December 6, 1865, which abolished slavery entirely in all of the U.S. states and territories. So I wanted to make sure I gave you all that small history lesson, well, large history lesson, if you ask me, where when all the slaves were freed in Texas, it didn't happen for another 2.5 years because it wasn't a heavily trooped up area for the Union. So it's crazy to me that whenever we said that slavery would end, 2.5 years later, there were still slaves in Texas until Gordon Granger brought the orders to Galveston, Texas. And the border states still remained slavery until June 19, 1865. So that was just a little fun fact. Wanted to make sure I gave you all that information. That way you know some things now about African-American history. All right. And this is a special day for many African Americans. It's a symbol of what we've been through and now what we're seeking. All right. So thank y'all for taking that time to listen to those fun facts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get down. Somebody said, "Where's the coffee, TD?" I'm right here, man. I'm right here. I got it in my hand. Oh, man. All right, I got it in my hand. It's pretty good, man. That's shaking Fins fans. That's what's up, man. Good morning, Fins fans. Shout out to the Mod Squad. I see y'all heavy in here this morning. We got Powerhouse TJ, Vic Coaster, the homie, Elder Bruce Jones, Michael Simmons, Josh Hart, Man, yes, I see y'all in the building, man. Thank y'all for tuning in and showing your love. And Reggie Jordan, shout out to you for being the first one in the building this morning. All right, guys, let's dive in, okay? First and foremost, let's dive in. All right, so CBS Sports comes out with a depth chart, okay? I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put it on the screen real quick for everybody. All right, let me share it on the screen. All right, CBS Sports depth chart. All right. I don't know if y'all can see that well. Hopefully you can. Well, I guess I'm watching the monitor. It'll pull up in a second. All right. You can see it a little bit, so that's good. You can pull it up. I mean, you can see it. All right. So CBS Sports has projected our starters for the season. And as soon as you look at it, it just slaps you right in the face, ladies and gentlemen. It slaps you right in the face because our starting quarterback to start the season, according to CBS Sports, is Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa, man. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick as the backup and Josh Rosen as depth and Jake Ruddock as depth. And that's interesting to me. And honestly, there are a few things that are interesting on this depth chart. Well, first off, you can't put too much merit in a depth chart this early. These guys got to go to camp and win out battles and do all that stuff. But it's just interesting that they automatically put Tua as the starter. And because let me tell you why. When people make depth charts this early in the season, they just specifically say, who's the best player? Who's the better player? It doesn't mean they're going to start because they still got to prove it in camp. But as of right now, when people make depth charts, they identify who's the best player. And like I've been trying to tell y'all all this time, Tua Tagovailoa is definitely the best player on this roster at the quarterback position, hands down, without throwing the NFL snap. So I wasn't surprised by this. It's just I keep saying Tua's probably going to start, everybody. When some people have beat me up for it, saying I just want the kid to fail and all this and that. But I keep hearing all these analysts and all these writers say that he should start. So why beat up on little TD? Why beat up on little TD for something that makes sense? It makes sense, guys. I want to play this interview because it was interesting to me. I want to play this interview. And this interview, the title of it, now this was Nick Wright, okay? His name is Nick Wright, but I always call him Nick Wrong because he always wrong. But this is the first time I was like, Nick, you make some really good points for the first time. For the first time ever, I was like, Nick is making some good points. Okay. And the title of it is Dolphins should absolutely start a healthy Tua this season. Nick Wright. Now, he's on the panel with Vangio. Y'all probably know who that is. And Vangio's not for it. He's kind of like skeptical about it. And Nick is like, you should absolutely start him. So I want y'all to hear what they were talking about. Here we go.
I don't know if I want to see him in there week one. And I just tell you that every physical therapist and every doctor that works with a player tells you how miraculously they're doing because of all the great work that they've done with the player. They've got to be able to see that. And with a young quarterback, they don't just have to go in and be able to run the offense. They've got to be able to go in and be able to get out of problems if they come up. So if there's an overload blitz, they need to have the understanding of what to change the play to so they're not taking unnecessary hits. And you want them to learn, but you don't want them to learn at the expense of taking, a beating or losing their confidence. And it's a balance of trying to get him that experience, trying to put him in a position where he can be as successful as possible, but also making sure that you're doing the responsible thing for that player because he is capable of getting himself out of problems that inevitably come up.
So that was interesting what he said. He said, I don't think you throw him right in because every doctor that works with the player is going to say he's doing, miraculously well because they're the doctor that's working with him. And that's true. They build their stock. Right? But then he said he doesn't only have to, be the best player, but he also needs to know how to read defenses. He has to be able to look at a defense and get the team in and out of the best play. He has to be able to do those things. So I'm just curious, y'all. Y'all let me know right now. Do you think Tua is capable in the NFL of looking at a defense and audibling day one, being able to get his team in and out of the right set? Do you think that this kid is intelligent enough or has that much in him that he can do that day one? Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Does Tua have that element in his game that he can do that? I'm just curious. Does it look like we're about to get down to some truths today? Powerhouse TJ said no. Interesting. The first answer we get is a no. NFL is different from college. Wow. Tommy said maybe. LOL. LOL definitely disqualifies it. Better be. It's part of his job requirement. And that still wasn't even an answer. We got next said yes. Okay. I don't know about day one, but he is intelligent. With time, will be ready. Can you repeat the question, TD? I think he can. Can Tua day one come in, get under center, look at the defense, and if it doesn't look good for the play that we're in, audible into a better play? Does he have that? Does he have that? Because it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me that this was something I was raving that Burrow does have, and that's why I would have definitely taken Burrow over Tua, because he showed that he can audible in and out of formations and sets based off of the defense. And people got mad at me for comparing him and Tua. So y'all tell me, can Tua do this day one? Elder Bruce Jones said, I believe so. We ain't sure, boss. Yes, day one. I hope so. It doesn't feel like a lot of confidence. Michael Simmons said yes, or at least has a very good chance. Wow, no definitives over here. Like where was everybody when we were talking about we wanted Tua? He could do this, he could do that, he's this, he's that. And it just feels like the last few weeks there's been a lot of indecisiveness and a lot of passiveness and a lot of caution. What happened? If y'all been on this channel for 6 months now, are you witnessing the total flip-flop on the aggression of desire? And now that we have them, it's like, it's like these people would have fought to bring him here, and now it's like, I don't want no drama. I don't get it. Like, where are the definitive people at? Chef said, could do it. Larry said could do it. See, all these non-definitive things could. Maybe. I'm not sure about it. Come on, y'all. Chef Steph said, I'm saying yes. When you got to start it out with I'm saying, that's almost like, I'm going to say yes. Come on, y'all. Where are my people? Where are my two in the ears? Hey, TD, don't tell Ian the reason that. Hey, man, listen, I'm just confused. I'm confused. I mean, Tua and Burrow both were audibling in college, but that's college. No college defense is even close to the NFL defense. Unfortunately, Adrian, that's not true. That's not true. Tua was not audibling in college. And if he did, it was probably like a 0.0005%. Not 5%, but 0.005%. Facts. The man was not audibling in college. They not Tua fans, TD. Well, where are my Tua fans at? Because some of these people are Tua fans, man. See, Vic said, I think he is football smart enough. I think or he is. Do y'all recognize the verbiage that we're using? I think he needs to be broken in slowly. I think. More I thinks. Then another one, I think he does, but I will come with all those rookie mistakes. Man, Oh my gosh, this is amazing. They want to leave Tua in the garage. Let's go Dolphins. Once camp starts, we will be all able to just say yes or no, TD. Right now, it's just up in the air. No, Reggie Jordan, because right before we drafted this kid, if I would have asked this question, people would have been like, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He's the this and that. Why is there a different story right now? Man, it is what it is. It is. I'm gonna get off of that point. There is no proof yet. Need to see. Yeah, but people act like there was proof before we drafted him. Like, y'all know the drag out arguments that I was having. Man, TD, man, you arguing points that don't even exist. He doesn't have that weakness. He can do this. He can do that. Reggie said, yeah, I was the main one, TD. Oh, my gosh, man. It would be a huge mistake to start Tua the first game. Just saying. I disagree, man. Tommy said, you asking hard questions this early. It's just interesting to me that's a hard one. Let's keep it going. Let's hear Nick Wright's Nick Wrong or Nick Wright's reply.
Well, Coach, this is for you. Let's put up the Dolphins schedule because it is multi-layered, multifaceted as to why Tua absolutely should start week 1. The most important game the Dolphins will play against the Patriots is not week 1. It is week 15. And you would much prefer that Tua has some experience, even if it's negative experience against them. Secondarily, the critical stretch of the Dolphins season comes in starting in week 7. When you have, leave that beautiful schedule up, America. We need to see this. We need to go through it. Week 7, you have back-to-back weeks of West Coast teams coming east. You have that massive advantage, 1 p.m. Eastern kickoffs against the Chargers, and then another time where a West Coast team comes east against Rams or Chargers first, and then against the Rams. Pardon me. You have winnable games against the Jets and Cardinals, so you need Tua to have gotten out of his lumps early. And maybe most importantly, I think we're looking at this from the wrong perspective. The reason the Dolphins went 5-4 down the stretch last year.
Hold on. Let me break down what he said before I finish what he's about to say, which is so true. And I've been preaching this and people still argue it, okay? First of all, he's basically saying the reason why Tua should absolutely start. Because week 1 versus the Patriots is not more important than week 15 versus the Patriots. Patriots being in the same situation as us, got a new quarterback and everything. You want Tua to go ahead and get his lumps out early. If he does struggle early, because if a quarterback does struggle early, it doesn't mean he's going to struggle the whole season. They have to come out and get their lumps out early. They got to get those mistakes and those kinks out early. Why not do that against Buffalo and the Patriots so that you have experience playing those 2 division rivals, and then later in the season when you play them again, you got a better grasp of them. You got a much better grasp of them. And I never thought about it that way. And that's a good point. Nick Wrong finally got it right. That is a good point. Get those kinks out of the way. I mean, if he's going to struggle, he basically said whether it's good experience or bad experience, it's good to get it out of the way early. Get it out of the way. And then he goes on to say week 7 and 8, you got 2 West Coast teams in the Chargers and the Rams coming all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast at a 1:00 game, which works into our advantage. That's the you want to get those kinks out early so he can prepare for those advantage games against the Chargers and the Rams. It makes all the sense in the world to me. And I was like, wow, this is actually a really good point. Now, he's about to make an even better point because I was yelling this with everybody, Ryan Fitzpatrick brought us back at the end of the season. No, he didn't. I keep telling y'all the real reason we started having success last season, and Nick is about to show y'all. This is the first time I'm hearing somebody get the Dolphins stuff right.
You need Tua to have gotten out of his lumps early. And maybe most importantly, I think we're looking at this from the wrong perspective.
Yep.
The reason the Dolphins went 5-4 down the stretch last year was not because Ryan Fitzpatrick was brilliant. It was because the defense got better. The defense that added Byron Jones, added Shaq Lawson, I'm leaving one guy out, added Kyle Van Noy, former Patriot. And this is the most important part of that schedule. Think of the quarterbacks that you're playing. You have 2 games against Jared Stidham. You have 2 games against Josh Allen. You have a game against Gardner Minshew, a game against Drew Lock, a game against Joe Burrow, a game against Justin Herbert, 2 more games against Sam Darnold, who I'm not sure if he's any good.
10
That's
games.
10 of your 16 games where you might actually have the better quarterback in Tua. So for all those reasons, get him going. Be 8-7, Jenna, going into week 17 at Buffalo with a playoff spot on the line. Let's go, Miami.
I got to jump in for 1 second.
10 games we play, we might have the best quarterback on the field in Tua Tagovailoa. Out of 10 of the games we play, we may automatically have the best quarterback on the field with Tua Tagovailoa. And he right about that. When he named all those quarterbacks, we might have the best quarterback in 10 of our games. And let me tell you why that was important. It wasn't important because of Tua himself, but what it means is you should have better offensive play in those 10 games. And not only will you have better offensive play in those 10 games, you got a defense that got better last year, and you added quality, like impactful pieces to the defense, that those 10 quarterbacks you play, the defense alone should be able to win you half of those. The defense alone should be able to carry you on many of those. So you got the best quarterback and your defense is A1. And Nick says, you're 8-7 going into week 17 against Buffalo, playoffs on the line. 9-7, you sneak in. I got us having more than that. I have us getting more than that. But because I think some of those good games, at least 1 or 2 of those, we're gonna win. But there you have it, man. There you have it. These court. Listen, man. We probably got the. I think he's right, y'all. Y'all got to think of it that way. 10 of our games this season. If Tua is what we think he is, we got the best quarterback on the field. In every single one of those teams, our defense, you can argue, is better. Our defense is arguably better, man. Let's see what Jenna is saying.
No, the PT didn't just say he's had a miraculous, schedule of training and rehab, and he looks good. He said it's so rare to have strength back after surgery like this. I feel like you're playing with fire if you're going to throw him in there, if it's so rare that he's come along so quickly. And check this out, though. Our friends at Fox Bet have the Dolphins win total increasing from 6 to 7 if Tua starts all 16 games.
Look at that. The odds are, if Tua starts, our odds go from 6 wins to 7 wins. And you want to sit here and argue with me that Ryan Fitzpatrick is better than Tua Tagovailoa right now? Our win total goes from 6 to 7 on odds if Tua starts over Fitzpatrick, if he starts all 16 games. Come on, man. If the bettors got us with one more whole win with Tua, come on. Come on. And then I was listening to people this morning over or under on the 6 or 7 wins for the Dolphins. Everybody on the panel said over. I give it an over with Brian Flores. I see this team winning 9+ games this year. 9+ games. So they're bringing up the injuries. Hannah is bringing up the injuries right now. She's talking about the injuries. Well, wouldn't it be playing with fire, throwing them in there?
So, Coach, I guess I would ask you, if he's healthy and they do start him, how much better would the Dolphins season as a whole be? You saw the schedule Nick just put up with Tua as the starter, obviously over Fitzpatrick.
Well, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, you don't know what you're getting. He's a roller coaster ride, and he's not. Last year they brought him in, and they thought they could tank with him, and he's not the guy you want to tank with because he can go out and light you up. And you saw it when he was with the Jets.
Because we weren't tanking.
And then there's been multiple times in his career where he's played really well. So that veteran presence, that potential that he has, it's hard to say that Tua is going to match that early on. And when you look at the schedule that Nick so willingly put up there, that first 5 games is rough. You've got the Patriots, you've got the Bills, 2 really challenging defenses.
Look at this.
We'll see where Jacksonville comes out, but they've had their moments as well. Then you've got Seattle and San Francisco. So you start a young guy who's not prepared to navigate through all the challenges that those defenses can present, who's coming off an injury. You've got the potential for him not being available for the second half of the season, Nick.
Wow.
But I guess
wow.
You can.
So now they use the excuse card of, well, he's playing some good defenses. Basically what he said is, those 5 teams we play, 4 of them have great defenses, and you're risking him not being available for the second half of the season because he might get hurt. Wow. Is this what we're doing now? He might get hurt. A quarterback in the NFL who's healthy, we don't play him because he might get hurt. Really? Let's see what, and here's what Nick says.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I shouldn't tell you how you should coach, but I don't think you can coach with the concern of, well, this defense is going to hurt my quarterback, so let's put the Fitzpatrick out there so he's the one who gets dinged instead of Tua. Now, I want to be fair here. I promised Kevin Wildes before the show that I would not include Jared Stidham in the list of awful quarterbacks. I did it. Wildes was so disgusted he turned his camera off. I'm glad you're back now, Wildes. Please accept my apology. I didn't mean to run you off the show by breaking a commitment to you. But I think because they play those tough games early, Wildes, you get to it some experience, so he's good to go in your very winnable stretch in the middle part of the season, Kevin.
Yeah, so for just a clarification, I didn't actually unplug. It's an algorithm that I have over my whole house that immediately, if there's any Jared Stidham slander, the whole thing shuts down, includes the microwave or anything else. It just the whole house just goes off. Look, I think it comes down to this, coach, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Are the Dolphins trying to win or not?
Bingo!
Are they trying to win this year, or is this a developmental year? Or
Bingo!
Are they trying to do both? Because if you're trying to win, you start Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, you don't.
And then they hand the keys of the car over. If you're saying, like, yeah, let's start 2 and have them lose, like the old Peyton Manning, 3-13, 13-3, sure, that's what it feels like Joe Burrow's going to happen. But if they just came off a big winning streak last year, and the beginning of the season is brutal, let him learn a bit so he doesn't get, I wrote it down, coach, overload blitz. Once that overload blitz comes, watch out, coach.
Yeah, I feel a little frustrated for you and your family. Your house must be dark quite often if it's based off a state of negative count.
So he's saying, the key is, are you trying to win or not? If you're trying to win, you pick up where you left off last year and then throw them in at some point. I disagree with that. That was the new gentleman they brought in on it, giving his opinion. Because I know that if you're trying to win, you bring Tua in. Because I don't understand this notion, first of all, you playing off of injuries. You playing off of, it's a brutal, overload blitz might be coming. Like they did, what's his name? With the Cardinals. What's his name? Kyler Murray in preseason. Overload blitz, and he had a terrible game. He still played it out through the season and had a decent season. You don't use that as a handicap or a crutch for these young guys. It's amazing to me how we crutch these young guys, but if it's a left tackle, it's okay to put in. If it's a right tackle, it's okay to start him. If it's the nose tackle, it's okay to start him. No, man, we got to stop pacifying these guys. If he can do all of those things you put him in, you cannot gauge his play based off of, well, those are tough defenses. They might hurt my quarterback. What? This is the NFL. And Nick is going from the standpoint of you got a favorable stretch in the middle. You don't want Ryan Fitzpatrick coming out like last year struggling and we go 0-6 and then they put Tua in the favorable stretch and now he's working his kinks out and we're still losing. That's the problem. You don't want Fitzpatrick to start the season, and he already got hard opponents. And you don't want this team going 0-6 or 1-5, and then all of a sudden we switch to Tua for the more favorable part of the schedule, but he's working his kinks out, and we're still losing. You look up and we're 1-8 or 2-7. Unacceptable, man. That would be straight up unacceptable. Who wants that? Who wants to start their season 2-7? Who wants to? And you have Tua taking over a 2-17. And then you're watching him potentially struggle. Because if you feel like he was going to struggle early in the season, that's why you got to sit him. That doesn't change the fact that if you start him in week 8, he might struggle then too. We got this notion that he'll automatically be better and not struggle if we start him later. Like the coach said, man, I just don't know what a guy learns holding the clipboard. Just like Michael Vick said, man, you got to put him in there and give him that real experience. You got to put him in there and give him that real experience. And you know what? What's up with all this narrative about rushing Tua? Ask the fans, what is this whole thing about rushing? What are you rushing? Him starting day 1 ain't rushing him. He's the better quarterback. It's putting him where he belongs. Now let's play football. Why we keep using the term rush. We're not rushing him. If he's the better quarterback, that's where it fell. It's not rushing. Now, if we go into camp and he can't read defenses, he can't get his quarterback. He can't get his offense in and out of the right play. If he's turning the ball over, if he's looking bad in camp, then don't throw him in there because you'd be rushing him. But right now, TD is living off of the narrative, his pre-draft narrative that everybody gave, that he really is the best quarterback in the draft and he's a day 1 starter ready to go. Because that's what it was before the draft. It's Tua a day 1 starter, if healthy. I can't find nobody to say no. Outside of the people that just didn't like him. But anybody, any Tua fan, I couldn't find a single person if before the draft I asked them, if he's 100% healthy, is he a day 1 starter? Everybody, yes. We draft him and all of a sudden, why are you trying to rush him? No, don't rush him. For some reason, I feel like some people have a fear that he's going to be a bust deep down inside. And even if they don't think he's going to be a bust, they're nervous that what if he is? What if we're all wrong? The only reason an individual can feel that way is because they basically was following the hype train and they really don't know the attributes that make him good and what doesn't make him good. It's that simple. It is that simple. Let me see what y'all got to say. TD, Bruce Arians was a wide receiver coach when Peyton Manning was the QB1 for the Colts. Does it matter? They put Peyton Manning in there, and guess what? Peyton Manning had one of the worst rookie seasons ever, throwing all those picks. He worked the kinks out. That's what people have to understand. When you put them in and they have moments like that, it ain't nothing but working the kinks out. Because had you sat Peyton Manning, that's 1 year down the drain. Year number 2, he could have had his work the kink out year. And he could have been throwing picks his second year. That's why you think he threw so many picks. It wasn't a case of the first half of the season he was throwing picks and then he just blew up and took off. No, he had a whole rookie season just throwing them left and right because He had to start evaluating real time what these defenses were doing. These are the things you don't just pick up in the film room. You don't just pick up holding a tablet and stuff. You got to be on that field seeing it yourself. You got to be on that field seeing it yourself. See, people will overlook his rookie season, but for Peyton Manning, that rookie season was probably his most valuable season because he learned lessons in it. He learned real life experience lessons in it. Real life experience lessons. Stuff that film, it can show you, but without you out there doing it yourself, no. You got to have that real experience. Shula said the great Dan Marino, TD would call Coach Shula a scare fool, LOL. I don't know. Did we know that Dan Marino was going to be what he turned out to be? Nobody knows. And just because somebody sits somebody don't mean it's a good idea or a bad idea. But we're making it seem like it's you have to sit the young guy. Pete Carroll started Russell Wilson. Does that make him a fool? Casey Daniel, thank you for that message. You put it right, you're right on the head, man. He said, take an employee's standpoint. If you are busting your behind and doing all that is required of you and business is booming and someone else gets it because of a vet, you'll be mad employee and a stupid boss. That's straight up. Just imagine Tua coming in just murdering Fitzpatrick in practice. Everybody raving about it. But yet the coach start Fitzpatrick anyway. You know what? Let's get down to that nitty gritty. First of all, if Tua's in camp balling out over Ryan Fitzpatrick, what you think the team is going to think if they start Fitzpatrick anyway? You got all these veterans that are on 2-year and 3-year deals that want to win. And they trusted that Flores building a winner, but yet he not making the best decision for the team. These guys don't care about the Tua plan. They care about the Dolphins plan, and that's win. We trying to win. We trying to win now. Some of y'all don't want to come to those grips, but Flores is the kind of coach we trying to win right now, even if we don't. We going out there to compete with what we got, and we want to win every game if we can. I couldn't imagine that Tua just balling out over Ryan Fitzpatrick. But you know what? Since he's the vet, he gets the nod. That ain't a fair work environment. Nobody's going to respect that. And then you got to use Flores' own words. Whoever gives us the best chance to win. A young coach can't go off of those words. I'm going to tell y'all now, if Tua starts, we go into the playoffs. If Tua doesn't start, it's a concern to me that he's not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's that simple. Some of y'all don't like that, but if he doesn't start, it just means he's not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. And that's concerning to me. I don't want to hear that. Well, that shouldn't be concerning. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a vet. Stop. Ryan Fitzpatrick is an average quarterback in this league that is a career backup who's gotten starting opportunities due to so many reasons. For so many reasons. But none of them as we're looking at you to see if you could be our franchise. None of them. None of those opportunities was we were thinking about making you our franchise. Go earn it. None of them. He is an average quarterback in this league. So if I told you with the number 5 pick of the 2020 draft, we are going to select a quarterback that is average or below average in this league, y'all tell me what y'all would have thought about that. Because if he doesn't start, that means it's simple. I don't want to hear this. Now, of course, if the qualifiers come out that he's not 100%, okay. That's fine. But if he is 100% healthy and he doesn't start week 1, he's not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick at that moment. And what we drafted at number 5 was a quarterback who wasn't better than average. Not only was he not better than average, if that happens, but that means you drafted him on his ceiling, his upside, his potential. Oh, we do that at number 5 now, y'all? That sounds like a pick in the teens to me at the quarterback position. A top 10 quarterback is somebody you revere to be able to come in and change your franchise day one. A quarterback in the teens or later in the first round is a guy that you has all the attributes and you want to develop him because he could end up becoming your starter and franchise quarterback. Everything after that is a project. But if you drafted him top 10, you expect him to come in and take the reins of your franchise and start. And I'm sorry, y'all, that's my qualifier. Some people don't want that to be my qualifier because if it happens, they're going to feel like I'm hating, but it's the truth. If you draft him at number 5, he needs to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. He needs to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. You have a blessed day too, Vic. He needs to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I know he is. That's why I keep saying this man is going to start. Scare money don't make money. Talk to them, TV. I'm trying, Chef. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I know that he's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's why I keep saying the man is going to start. Because it makes no sense at all if he's not better. I mean, that if he's better, he doesn't start. Outside of them saying he's really not 100%. Okay, we'll stop the press. We'll slow down. His whole team lied to us, but that's fine. That's a part of the game. They had to get their money. I get that. Can't fault him for that. Not even mad. Facts, TD. I know, that's real talk. Tua's precious to our franchise because we haven't had one, though, for so long. He will not start. We haven't had one what for so long? I'm just curious, Estefan. What you talking about? If we drafted Lamar Jackson, he would have gotten killed by this fan base before his first start. I don't know. You got to tell me why. Vic. Oh, you're talking to Vic. Let's see. Tua is better, and it's not a question. I know, Chef. I know Tua is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's just baffling to me, these people that are going into caution mode. I mean, he's better, but we don't have to rush it. What you running from? People act like he can't have a Russell Wilson rookie season. Why not? Well, I just don't want to take that risk. Here's what I'm curious about. What are the negative risks of starting Tua game one? Tell me now, what are the negative risks of starting Tua game one? Don't tell me nothing about risking injury. If he's 100% healthy, what are the risks of starting him game one? Because if he has mental toughness like we all say he does, and he's a leader, and miss me with that injury, and he might get hurt. Miss me with those three factors. If he has mental toughness and he's a leader, and miss me with the injury stuff, please tell me what is the risk of starting him, because the reason why I don't want to hear the injuries, then you might as well never play him. You might as well never play him. You might as well never play him if you're living in an injury fear, something that you're worrying about happening. If you're worried about him getting injured that much, then you actually have a concern that he's brittle. Because if he's 100% healthy and those accidents and stuff that he had was from holding the ball too long or freakish accidents, then what you worrying about now? There ain't no reason. As the fan said, confidence. I said he's mentally tough. See, I made sure I excluded all these reasons that people was going to throw out there. I said, y'all said this guy was mentally tough, so that confidence stuff don't even exist. He's mentally tough. Y'all said ain't nobody mentally tougher than him. He's mentally tough. He's sound. So the confidence thing don't work. He's mentally tough. He's a leader. A leader's confidence don't break. When he goes out there and throw a pick, all right, guys, let's go. Let's pick it up. There is no legit. If those three factors exist, miss me with the injuries, he's a leader and he's mentally tough, tell me what is the negative impact of starting him. Give me just one scenario that could be negative in starting him that don't encompass those three things. Just one. Just one. Because I don't want it, the confidence part. Listen, he's mentally tough. That's what they say. That's what y'all say we getting. He's a leader. He's mentally tough. He ain't hanging his head. That's what they argue with me. He not hanging his head like Josh Rosen. Coach Flores ain't going to have to curse at him and across the field, pick your doggone head up. Y'all remember Coach Flores did that to Rosen. Rosen throwing picks and he moping. Tua, you ain't gonna have to worry about that with Tua. So I don't. The confidence thing don't count with Tua, because this was a part of why we drafted him. He's a leader. He has the ultimate confidence. No, man. So yes, there's no negative to starting him. So why wouldn't we throw him out there and get that experience? And on top of it, why can't he come out week one and have a miraculous game against the division rival Patriots and show that he's better than Stidham automatically? Why can't he come out versus Buffalo and have a good game and show that he's better than Josh Allen? Do you know what that would do for our fan base and for Dolphin Nation and the NFL? Because automatically we will know there ain't no more debate. We got the best quarterback in the AFC East. We just proved that in 2 weeks. Let this kid come out there. I don't care if you got to run 6 or 7 men offensive lines, power run that ball, let the defense back him up, and let him make some of them throws outside the numbers. Let him make some of those beautiful throws. And let the world see he's better than Stidham. Let the world see he's better than Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen ain't doing all that extra funny running against the Miami Dolphins defense this year. Because we can commit more to the box. You know why? Because them corners going to do their thing out there and lock it down. We don't need that extra help. We ain't got to be in these funky zones all the time if we don't want to. We don't have to. We don't. Let that kid come out and own the AFC East right away. And then give him a break when he go to Jacksonville and rip them apart. Easy. Let Seattle come back. And now you got a chance. If win, lose, or draw. If he lose against Seattle, make it a respectable game and say Tua's here. Russell Wilson took him down, but he's here. Or Russell Wilson come into our house and Tua show him, I'm the new king in town. I'm starting my rookie year just like you, and I'm 4-0, homie. I'm 4-0, homie. Take that L and take it back to Seattle. I respect your game, but I'm here now. Why not? People think I'm crazy when I say we can go 4-0. My prediction really only hinges on Tua starting. Because I know if we do what we need to do and start this kid, I feel magic, man. I feel us winning. I feel us winning. I feel us putting him in a position to where the things that he needs to develop in, we don't even put him in those positions. Devontae Parker and Preston Williams getting off on the field. I can feel it, man. I just hope that we don't squander this opportunity. I think this kid has exactly what it takes. I really do. Who else? In San Francisco after that, we hit the road. That's his biggest test. You worrying about the first 4 weeks, Patriots, Buffalo? Why I got to be worrying about the Patriots with Stidham? They trying to learn just like us. Why I got to be worried? Why I got to be worried about Buffalo, who I think is a complete sham to begin with? I ain't worried about Jacksonville. And I ain't worried about Seattle because most people think we're going to lose that game anyway. So what we worried about? Put them out there, let them play, and then you might get shocked. You might get shocked and your quarterback come through. Your defense comes through. The first tough game in San Francisco on the road. That's the first tough game if you ask me. That's the first tough game on the road. Test 4-0. What's up? Let's see if you can go on the road and show a little bit of this. And who knows? What if we come out with that one too? See, people act like, oh no, TD, you ain't gonna beat San Francisco at home. Why not? It's football. That's why you play the game. Why we can't go out there and put something together that's like shocking. You think I'm worried about Garoppolo versus this defense? You think I'm concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo playing our defense? The corners are locked down. We can dedicate the 7 guys in the box to stop that run because that's all that's going for him is the run. Garoppolo ain't no threat to me. We got to stop guaranteeing these quote unquote good teams from last year. We got to stop automatically giving them W's on our schedule. I remember the Rams go to a freaking Super Bowl. They ain't been the same since. Everybody wanted to fear them the next year, and they were losing games left and right. Then the year after that, they still gave them respect and losing games left and right. And look at them now. Get them now, man. We got to stop doing that. Well, they went to the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, and they could be a top 5 draft pick this year. Come on, man. Nah, TD, I'm terrified of Joey Bosa. Who knows? What if your young kids step up on the edge? What if Jackson or Hunt or both of them step up and they do a good job that day? I mean, it was the same thing that was against the Bears. I went to that game in Miami against the Bears. Brocktober, remember the Brocktober? He was throwing all those bubble screens to Albert Wilson for touchdowns. Same thing they said about Khalil Mack. Do y'all remember that game? Khalil Mack didn't touch the quarterback once all day. And that wasn't even a great offensive line. Khalil Mack didn't touch the quarterback once. They rendered him useless in that game. We came in that game with a game plan. Don't let Khalil Mack in. The game against the Bears, Khalil Mack didn't touch our quarterback once in the whole game. So we could be scared of Joey. Then game plan to render him useless. I don't care if you got to run 6-man offensive line. You do whatever you got to do. You do what you got to do, man. That's true, but didn't Matt get hurt? Matt got hurt late in the game. At least that's what they said, but he was out there on the field. I ain't with all that. But didn't he get listen, Mac was on the field. And don't tell me he was on the field hurt. And we crying about Tua going out there healthy. Nope. I'm just saying, y'all, why not us this year? Why not us? Why can't we turn the corner and shock the world? Why can't we be successful? Hell, I mean, I'll take it as far as why we can't be in Tampa. Why not, man? Think about it, y'all. Why we can't be in Tampa? Well, TD, we still got 2 years, man. I mean, this is a rebuild. Next year is the year. Man, why are we saying that? Why are we saying that? Because we can come in the next year and win 2 games after getting the safety. After even adding better players on the O-line. I mean, you never know, man. TD, the plan is to let Tua sit, then take over after Fitz retire. The team will play better this year with Fitz. Remember, we have a new O-line. James Sumler, tell me who made that plan. It's a whole bunch of this is the plans. Who made that plan? Who made that plan? I'm just curious. Who made the plan that Tua is to sit and take over after Fitz retire? Who made that plan? Was it Flores? Was it Greer? Did they make the plan? Because according to them, they ain't make no plan yet. According to them, they ain't make no plan yet. Fitz is there as your backup just in case. If Tua ain't ready, we got Fitz. If Tua come in and shock us right away, let's roll. That's what I thought the plan was. That's what I thought the plan was. That would be an ideal plan. For who? For who, Powerhouse? It's not an ideal plan for me. It's an ideal plan for you. So people believe in other people's process instead of listening to Flores when they say best opportunity to win. Thank you, Bones. Like, so many people go out of their way to ignore what the general manager and the coach says to create a narrative. And I try to keep my narrative in line with the principles they tell us. And I'm wrong. I guess that's why I tend to be right a lot of times. Because I'm not right because of me. I'm right because I'm listening to them. The people who make the decisions. I'm not always coming out here saying this is what they need to do. But instead, I'm saying this is what I believe they're going to do because this is what they're saying. And Flores said whoever gives us the best chance to win. So if you take Tua, if he's 100% healthy and there's no injury concern, and he gives us the best chance to win, then he's going to be our starter. That's like just common sense. That's like common sense. Mike Pulisic said, if you guys think Fitz will automatically shine this year, you got another thing coming. You know, I was one of the individuals last year that said this is going to be one of Fitz's best years. He's going to shine this year. Came out there laying all them goose eggs. Looking terrible the first half of the season. And then traditional Fitz turning it up to salvage how you view him. We went into week 7 last year like, man, these bums. All of a sudden, week 17, Fitz played well this year, man. You know, you got to give it up to Fitz. Like we just straight up ignore the totality of the season. And here's the funny part about it. You know, the first 5 games Fitz played were terrible. That's week 1, week 2, week 5, 6, 7, week 5, 6, 7, right? Terrible. And then out of the last, 9 weeks of games, he still had like 2 bad games. He had like seven good games. And a lot of that had to do with the defense giving him more opportunities. Early in the season, we couldn't get a 3 and out. Later in the season, we had a lot of punts. He had more cracks at it. Still didn't even do great all the time. It's just more cracks at it, more opportunities to score. But I wonder if it was like this. Fitz had a terrible game. He had a good game. Pick up in week 5, he had a good game. He had a terrible game. He had a good game, good game, good game, terrible game, terrible game, good game, terrible game, good game, terrible game. Then we'd be like, man, Fitz was so inconsistent this season. I mean, he just didn't play well. But since it happened in the order of his first 5, 6 games were just terrible, and then he had, 7 out of 9 good games. Oh, well, he ended strong. He had a great season. Like, we forget the first half of the season. Like, we just automatically give immunity. We take our pen out and we sign. We go ahead and pardon him for the first 6 games. It never happened, Fitz. We're happy about the last half. That's what everybody's doing. So, excuse me if I feel like Fitz is very well capable of starting our season 0-5. And if he keeps playing, he can end up 7-9 or 6-10. So, excuse me, that makes it even tougher for me to know that he has the capability of starting us out 0-5, and then we want to go to Tua, and then he come in a little rusty trying to work out his rookie kinks, and we lose another 3 or 4. And it ain't his fault. He got to work out those kinks. So here's the thing. People say, oh, the first 5 games of your schedule are the most brutal. Y'all might end up 1-4. Well, if that's the case, if you automatically think that we can lose 4 out of the first 5, then let Tua go out there and get those kinks out during games you already think we're going to lose anyway. If you don't think you're going to win the games anyway, then let them go ahead, throw them out there and let them get them kinks out. Because when we get to the games we think we're going to win, we can't be having him out there trying to work kinks out. Chef Steph, I like that, man. He said, do we want a Super Bowl or not? Fitz will never win a Super Bowl. Let Tua play. Jazz 803 with the donation said, imagine how good it will be seeing Miami in a Super Bowl, seeing our team lift that trophy and being the last team standing. Man, just visioning that is like, just that thought, man, just that feeling. I don't even know how I would feel. I don't even know how I would feel, man. I don't even know how I would feel. Has it happened in my lifetime? Will it? I hope so. The tough part for me is recognizing that right now is the beginning of a four-year window where we have a chance to do it. I am going to say that right now we have a 4-year window of a chance to do it. Because if Tua turns out to be everything we want him to be, he's going to get big money. I'm not going to speculate if he'll take a pay cut or not. That's so far. But right now, based off of theory in this NFL, you ain't winning after you get that big deal. You take too much talent away from the team. And when another team bring in a young star quarterback who's just as good, but they got better talent around, it's hard to win. It's hard to win. We got a 4-year window. Man, you think a star quarterback going to make it to a 5th-year option? No. a star quarterback making it to their 5th-year option. I don't know about that. You got a 4-year window, but you ain't the only one. You know who else is in that window? For the first 2 years of that window, the first 2 years of that 4-year window that you got, Patrick Mahomes is still in the first 2 years of that window before he get his money. Patrick Mahomes is still 2 years into his window because when he get his deal, it's going to be for the year after. They're going to sign him on his deal, but the money don't kick in to the year after. So Patrick Mahomes going to be in that window. Lamar Jackson still in that window. Deshaun Watson is in that window. Josh Allen even in that window. Who am I missing? There's some other bright quarterbacks that's young that's out here winning games, right? Who else? Am I missing anybody, y'all? But that's 4 guys right there in that window. I mean, Sam Darnold just started his window. Tua in that window, that's 6. All you got to do is go to the quarterbacks that are currently on their rookie deal that has great teams around them. I just named 6. Kyler Murray in that window, 7. These are all the young No, I ain't no Minshew. That's 7 quarterbacks who's allowing their team to have a lot of money to put stuff around them. Now I ain't including no Haskins. He ain't on these guys' level, in my opinion. Could be, though. I mean, if you want to say 8, okay. But, I mean, I don't want to do that. I'll just say 7. It's already bad enough with 7. Baker Mayfield, well, how many years Baker been in the league now, y'all? I don't remember. How many years Baker been in the league? I don't know if we add him into it. How many years now? It just feel like he already been in 4 years. Probably hasn't, but it just feels like it. How many years has Baker been in the league? 3. Baker in that window? 2 of those years at least? This is my point. You got 8 quarterbacks that are in a window where they're going to have the most talent surround them in their entire career if they stay good. Because they're all going to get their money if they stay good. This is the most talent they should have around them. 8 of them in a 4-year period, and you only get 1 Super Bowl champ a year? Daniel Jones, some could argue that too. That's 9. 9. With the nice young running back. I mean, who knows what Stidham's going to turn out to be? I'm not naming those guys in this, but you get my point here? No, Nick Foles already getting paid. You get my point here? We don't know what other young guys about to emerge and take off because they put a great team around them because they can afford it. We don't know. But you got 4 years and you already working against all that competition. It's not guaranteed. People think you're gonna win one after your rookie deal. That ain't the league we live in anymore. That's not the league we live in anymore. You're about to see a league where the quarterbacks on rookie deals have the best shot of winning the Super Bowl. Oh, Dak Prescott. I ain't even at him. Well, he's about to get his money. He ain't in there. We're going to take him out. Because he's about to, he getting his money. We'll take him out. But y'all get my point? But the youth movement is going to happen every year, Sonny D. It's going to be a new 2 or 3 guys every single year. Justin Herbert. Who knows? Who knows? This is your window. Look what's happening every year. Look at the AFC East. Who was in the AFC? Who won the AFC this year? The Chiefs. Quarterback on a rookie deal. Who went to the AFC Championship last year? I don't remember. Was it the Chiefs and who was it? Who went to the AFC Championship last year? Do y'all remember? because it's escaping my mind. It's escaping my mind. Last year, who went to the AFC Championship? No, not this year, y'all. That was kind of this year, like last year. But I'm talking about the year before. We know the Titans and Chiefs. I'm talking about the year before. I'm trying to show y'all something. Even this year, look who all was in it. No, y'all keep talking about Tannehill. Y'all keep talking about Tannehill. I'm talking about the year before. I'm trying to go back. Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens win. Ravens and Patriots. Patriots and Chiefs. Rookie quarterbacks. And look at the AFC Championship games. You see what I'm saying? Look at your playoffs over the last 3 years. These rookie contracts are starting to own it. The rookie deals are owning it. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. If you was to bet who's going to the Super Bowl in the AFC right now, I can almost guarantee you it's probably a quarterback on a rookie deal. It's probably a quarterback on a rookie deal. This is the future of the league. The people understand that now. People understand that now. Because if that young quarterback is really, really good and he's like elite kind of, and you could afford to get the max amount of weapons around him, you got your 4 to 5 year window. And I say 5 on a 5th year option, but it ain't guaranteed. The Ravens didn't go to the AFC Championship last year. Whoever did, I'm pretty sure it was versus a Tom Brady who automatically took a pay cut and a quarterback that was on his rookie deal, whoever it was. Even if it was the Chiefs, probably. I don't remember. But these guys starting to creep into the playoffs. And people are giving credit to the quarterbacks. People give credit to the Deshaun Watson for Houston going to the playoffs. The Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs being successful. Lamar Jackson for the Ravens being successful. But they don't care much about the team that was around them. They not entertaining the team that was around them. These young teams that are going to the playoffs, their team is more the reason. Their team is more the reason. They're allowing these kids to come into this league and play college football because they put a lot of weapons around them. That's college style. When you can bring in a lot of 4 and 5 star players, you could play at college style. And these kids are having really easy and really good transitions into this league because of that. So listen, man, our window is now. Why are we going to automatically waste 1 year of it? Let's be clear here. The Chiefs might even, if you ask me, I know they had Alex Smith, a guy who went to the Pro Bowl a few times, so that's why Mahomes didn't start right away. People always use that. Mahomes sat a year because they had a guy who went to the Pro Bowl multiple times as the starter at the time. Not Ryan Fitzpatrick. They had a guy who was a Pro Bowl quarterback. A Pro Bowl quarterback, man. If Aaron Rodgers was here and we drafted Tua, of course Aaron Rodgers is going to start. But we're talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. We're talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. But let Ryan Fitzpatrick have been on the Chiefs Mahomes' rookie year. I can almost guarantee you Mahomes would have started. Mahomes wasn't ready as a rookie. Hey, if Ryan Fitzpatrick was the quarterback there, he would have been ready. He would have been ready. He would have been ready. So no, man. Hit that like button, guys. Then we got 54 likes, 78 people in the building. Punch that like button. Somebody said Lamar sat for a bit. Oh, really? Did he? I wonder how much did Lamar sit? Lamar sat? I got to see this because I actually didn't really remember that. "16 games, he started 7, and he was 6-1. Who did Lamar Jackson replace? Who did Lamar Jackson replace? I'm just curious. Who did he replace, y'all? My point exactly. Flacco. Same situation as Alex Smith. Alex Smith was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Flacco, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's a respect thing. You the veteran Flacco has to come out and show that and justify, hey, we want to go with the rookie. And that's what happened. That was a respect thing. Same difference. And Lamar Jackson goes 6-1 his rookie season. 7 starts and he goes 6-1. Lamar Jackson should have started game 1. But they respected, man, you got to show respect. Flacco won you a Super Bowl. You got to show respect. Shout out to Engraving Vids. He in here, man. Talk to us. Am I wrong, bro? He said, wow, I always come in at the perfect time. Am I wrong? Please let us know if I'm wrong, man. Flacco was a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So when you look back, you definitely would have wanted Lamar Jackson to start that whole season. He went 7-1 his rookie year. You would have definitely wanted him to start the whole season. You definitely would have. We're making an argument that if he probably sitting him was the best thing for him. He would have probably let, man, who knows, man, that year, he probably would have led them further than they went. I mean, to be honest with you, if he had that early experience, he might have actually been more equipped to have handled the playoffs as of recent this year if he had that early experience his rookie year. You never know, man. His rookie, man, I'm telling y'all, he might have not have lost that playoff game had he gotten a lot of his kinks and had more experience early in the year in his rookie season. Engraving Vid said Flacco had been the franchise quarterback for a long time, but when they drafted Lamar, it was the writing on the wall. Absolutely. But again, they were going to respect Flacco and not start Lamar right away. Am I wrong in saying that? They were going to, at least at the moment, allow Flacco to show why it's time to go with the rookie. Engraving Vid said, I had wanted them to get rid of Flacco for a few years before that. Yeah. Yeah. They waited it out, which everybody knew. Flacco was a result of the team around him, a perfect team around him. And he played good football. His game elevated. It's just like the Tannehill effect for me with Flacco. You put great pieces around him, he's going to look his best. And they won a Super Bowl. Flacco played lights out that year. Nobody can deny that. Flacco played lights out that year. He was a major part of them winning as well. But that team overall was real solid, and it contributed in his success. And then they end up becoming financially committed to the man, and it was what it was. You could, like King Raven said, nothing you could do about that. You locked in. But everybody knows that Lamar should have started right away. And I believe had he started right away, that valuable 9 games that he didn't start, those valuable 9 games could have been the difference in that first round loss that they had that year. Probably could have went to the second round, just getting that extra experience. Getting to see more defenses early in the season. Getting to understand different things that different teams are going to do to you. It might have worked wonders. They might have went to the second or even further. You never know. But don't say that, oh, it was actually a good thing he sat. No, man, Lamar Jackson would have came in with the offense that they run to that's specific to him. They would have came in and they would have balled out. Ingraven said, I do seriously think the Ravens were looking for an out with Flacco that year because he had a hip injury and that was a hip overblown. That was a bit overblown that year, and insert Lamar and the rest was history. Exactly. If they knew a way to do it respectfully, they would have started Lamar game 1. Like Ingraven said, they wanted an out that year, and the hip was overblown. But they used that. They would have started this man right away. So we keep on. Oh, well, Patrick Mahomes sat. Patrick Mahomes sat because you had a perennial Pro Bowler as the quarterback. They had that luxury. But don't give me that with no Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, the journeyman who is an average quarterback in this league. Tua Tagovailoa better be coming in this league better than him, and if he is, he better start. End of discussion. He better start, man. Y'all done got me over the 8:30 hour, man, because I hear the kids all waking up. They wake up at 8:30, and that's when the show ends. So I'm going to get out there and help them work on their breakfast with them. Y'all done got me started, man. We can pick up this conversation later as always. Shout out to Ingraven Vids. Y'all go check them out, man. The best channel to get all your NFL news that I found, okay, on YouTube. The best channel to get all your NFL news, man. He reports on everything. Even Jamal Adams wanting to be to the Ravens. Ingraven know that don't matter. His wish list don't matter. Adam Gates going to trade him where he want to trade him. And it might be Miami. Better look out. We ain't got to be on the list. It still might be to Miami, man. That's Adam Gates. He ridiculous. All right. But anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk. Thank you for waking up with TD in the morning. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And y'all have a blessed day. All right. Take care of one another and kiss your kids, kiss your wife, kiss your girlfriend. Just let everybody you know today know that they are loved. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It's your boy, man. I'm out, man. Wait, hold on. Ingraven said, I think with Tua, it's different because of the level of investment. He was drafted at 5, Lamar at 32. I don't even think Fitz has been in the playoffs. And Flacco was a Super Bowl champ. Tua has a much greater chance to start than Lamar did his first year. Exactly. So all I keep telling people, if the man is 100% healthy and you got him at number 5, he should be the guy that's ready to come in and start. Now, if you got him in the teens or later in the first round, then he's a guy that, maybe week 8, you throw him in if the current quarterback's struggling. And everybody's second round on there a project that you hoping you could turn out to make something out of. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. I don't know how to keep cutting and slicing it, man. Thanks for your input, Ingraven, because I value your opinion, man. And I keep trying to, Ingraven, before we drafted Tua, it was, man, he could do this, he could do that. He's a day one starter. If he's healthy, he's this, he's that. Soon as we draft him, well, don't rush it, people get nervous all of a sudden. It's like unreal how nervous people are getting. It's unreal how nervous people have turned. They're so nervous now. Like night and day, man. Straight nervous. And I'm like, where was all this energy before the draft? when people swore up and down that he's the next this and that he should wear number 13. Dan Marino should unretire the number, man. It's Tua. The kid's going to be great, guys, but don't be nervous. Let's put him out there and have him go win us Super Bowls. Let's put him out here and have him go blow the Ravens out in the first round because they don't know what a second round is. But anyway, this is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, man. I think a lot of people just want a perfect situation for their young quarterback to start. It doesn't exist, man. Good O-line, good weapons around him, and good coaching. That's like rare. And the crazy thing is we've invested in those areas. If the time ain't now, I don't think it'll ever be, man. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here because I need to go help the kids. All right. I'll see y'all later. Love y'all, man. It's your boy, man. We out. Peace. Oh, in the stream. There we go.